Hey folks, it's the Red, and welcome back to Let's Play Shantae. In just a moment we'll be making our way to the east in search of the Zombie Caravan. But first we have some unfinished business to take care of in Oasis Town. When I initially came here I was supposed to go and check out the Gecko chamber. I forgot to do that, so let's go ahead and do it now. It's another minigame house. Hey there, ho there! Welcome to the Gecko match! Make it to the top and win big! For a 5-gem entry fee, you can get into the action! What do you say? Let me just say, these guys do a great job explaining this minigame beforehand. Just make it to the top. But thankfully, the game doesn't need much explaining once you get started, because all you're doing is rolling dice. You press B to stop the dice, and whoever has the bigger roll wins the round. And you can keep playing up to 5 rounds. Whoever wins up to 5 rounds first will take home all the gems. So I'll add a few more. I'm going to play this thing out to see who comes out on top. Because you press B to stop the rolls, you can actually make it so that your opponent rolls a 1 every time. I'm not doing it on purpose, I swear. I'm just getting really lucky here. Anyway. Yeah, if you are skilled enough, you can press B with good timing and make your opponent roll low each time. Of course, sometimes you might want your opponent to win a few, at least a few, because as the rounds go on, the more money that's in the pot and the more money there is to be won. And if we'll stop rolling 6s here... Am I gonna finish it out? Not this round. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay. He's starting to catch up, but I'm still got a pretty strong lead on him. So I'm not too worried. What a copycat. Oh, come on! I swear if he does this again. Oh, that's better. And there you have it. Shantae is the big winner. You got a bonus of 100 gems for reaching the top. You walk away with a total of 380 gems. Very nice. So yeah, there's the Gecko game. And a nice alternative to the dancing minigame, I suppose, if you feel like playing with a little more chance. Anyway, let's take some of our winnings over to the item shop. Because we do have an item that we need to pick up. It's time to put the storm puffs to work. We'll get 20 of them for the bargain price of 25 gems. And I'll show you what one of their primary uses will be for later on in this video. Let's also go ahead and stop by the Warp Squid Hut and drop off our Warp Squids. And with that, we have now learned a new dance move that will let us warp back to Oasis Town whenever we want. Wonderful! It's always a good idea to drop off your warp squids after you complete a labyrinth. That way you can easily get back wherever you need to. It's a lot better than traversing the overworld. And speaking of traversing the overworld, we're going to need to head over to the east now so that we can get to Watertown. But now, I could use my warping spell to get back to Watertown instantly, but I don't quite want to do that yet. There's a few things that we need to take care of on the way to Watertown first, so here comes a jump cut. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so here we are in the Spider Woods, where we have an awkward tree stump. Why is it awkward? Because it's a solid block. All the other tree stumps in these woods are pass-through. So, if we first take out this enemy before he tries and bumps into us. Test, I'm trying to do a demonstration here. Anyway, let's bust out the elephant transformation. And ram into it, where we will reveal a ladder. I'll show you where this goes momentarily. For now, another jump cut. Okay, we are now at the waterfall area. This is where we initially came to get to Watertown. But if we head in this direction instead, we'll first encounter a few snakes. And another ladder. If we head on down here, here's another one of those underground passages. However, this one's a little more linear. This one leads to an entirely new area. It's not where we need to go to get to the Zombie Caravan, but this is where we'll find a useful item. This section of the forest is actually underneath the spider woods. It seems to be mostly inhabited by goblins. And here's another stump that needs to be knocked down. It reveals another ladder. Now, if you go down this ladder, it will take you to a secret path that will lead you to the first ladder that I showed you, back in the spider woods. So we've essentially created a shortcut. So let's continue to the left and see what we would be shortcutting to. Don't walk into the shot. Those little bats seem to be quite plentiful in this game. You can only kill those things while they're sitting around in a daze, which is kind of weird. You can otherwise just beat them and beat them and beat them. Too bad doing so doesn't get you any gems. Now you could just jump from branches to get from branch to branch to get up here, but I prefer the monkey ability as it is a bit faster. Once you get up here, go ahead and change back and get changed to a elephant. And case in point, do not get attacked while dancing. However, while you're transforming, you won't be hurt, so don't worry about that. Ideally, you'll want to make sure all monsters are out of the way before you start dancing, so yeah. Anyway, here we have some sort of lightning rod enemy. Looks like he could easily be electrocuted. Hint, hint. Let's go ahead and get our storm puffs out. Press down in B. I mean up in B. And the cloud will go over and shock him. Now we can pass through. And inside we will find the Monkey Claw, one of the talisman in this game, which will allow us to be able to do attacks while in monkey form. And here it is in action. The monkey's claw becomes quite significantly larger and allows us to attack enemies, so now we don't need to change into a girl to take out an enemy that's getting in the way of our platforming. Which is just nice. And I need some health here because these spiders are giving me the runaround. Anyway, we've about covered everything that we need to in this area, so actually I think I'm going to go ahead and warp to Watertown now, so let's go ahead and do that. And away we go. Here we are back at Watertown, and we have some business to take care of here as well. Actually, I don't think I've saved for a while, so I'm going ahead and do that right now. Okay, now with that taken care of, let's also go ahead and heal up. Don't mind me, just gonna go for a plunge in here, and... Well, I think they deepened it a little bit. Next up, we're off to the item shop. Because now we can afford another piece of equipment. We have the boot and the sash, and now it's time for the cuff. This will allow us to do a dashing attack if we hold the B button. I'll show it in just a moment. Actually, I'd like to continue shopping because now I can get another vial. There we go. Okay. So if we hold the B button, we'll build up power and charge. It's good for taking out groups of weaker enemies, so it could have its uses. Anyway, with all the extra stuff out of the way, let us go ahead and make our way to the east, where we will reach our first area, Rainstorm. Apparently the fireballs can be taken out with the fire, with your hair. And these little demon bone-looking enemies, I don't even know what they are. They can be a bit of a problem. Makes me kind of wish the bats were back. Also, I like the water effects here. Gotta love the Game Boy Color, don't ya? And up here we will have a firefly. One of 12 in the game. I was saving this for the end of the game. I was gonna go by and collect all of them, but, as long as it's here, might as well grab it. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna need those for the Watertown secret at the end. And I'll be covering that in the end game. For now, let's make our way to that Zombie Caravan, why not? And since we have a Monkey Claw ability, we shouldn't have much need to switch over to a girl for a while. Although I would still recommend switching back for this particular area because there is some precision platforming that the monkey form can't really do all that well. The monkey has that weird physic where it's constantly in motion while it's in midair. You can only go like left or right, you can't just go straight down, which could be a problem for precision platform. Ooh, I was really low on life apparently. Okay, let's be a little more mindful of the number of hits we're taking. And also be a little more mindful of our platforming, I guess. Oh boy. Let's see if the charge ability can be useful for taking out those smaller enemies, and you just stay out of the way. Nice to know that you can pass through them during their damaged frames. I could really use one of these things to drop some health or something. Gems are nice, but right now I need life. I don't think I should need to say it, but you can't use items while you're in a transformation. Woo! No health? Okay. Ow! And still no health. Sheesh, you things. So stingy. Now here's a part where you'll probably want to be a girl. A lot of precise platforms here, not exactly an ideal place for the monkey. Oh boy, I think I might need to go ahead and use one of my vials. And now we're at the next area, the snail wasteland, filled with giant snails that don't seem to want to attack you. So you just lay down and hit them 10 times and they'll poke back into their shell. They only seem to want to come out during the day. At night they'll just poke their heads into their shell and just stay there all night, making this area much easier to pass through. But since they don't attack anyway, it's not really an issue to begin with. We also have these scorpions, which are much more of an issue. For some reason, they can't be attacked during their attack animation. Okay, I'm not gonna take a chance here. Let's go ahead and bust out that vial, because I don't exactly have a lot of lives. Gulp. And we're back to full health. Guess I'll leave the storm balls out for now. Let's see if this thing can take out the enemies. And look at that! They go down in one hit. It's quite powerful. I think you missed your target there. And apparently you can also shock yourself, so you'll guess you're gonna have to watch out for that. See, I don't use these items all too often, so it's a learning process. I don't know, I just prefer to play with the standard attacks and movesets and such. So yeah, lots of snails along this path, and so if you're traveling during the day, you're going to be wailing on a few of them. They're pretty durable, too. Probably the most durable of all the day enemies. Of course, once you start attacking one, they're not going to poke their head back in if you're constantly wailing on it. And there's what they do at night. So you come up to a shell and they're already in there. They're scared of the night. Anyway, let's climb our way up here, where we'll find a block. Looks like a job for the elephant. We'll go ahead and ram this block, and we'll find another ladder. This is another shortcut ladder. I'll show you where this comes out soon enough. Just as soon as I'm done blind dropping into enemies. But we're through that area now, and now it's on to the swamp. There's quite a bit of precise platforming here, so please do not go into a monkey form here. Don't do stupid things like that! So yeah, not gonna want to hold the B button here, as long as you have the, sash. Or the cuff, I mean. What's this? Zombie! So yeah, we have some zombies poking themselves out of the ground here. Just make sure you're not standing where they're poking out and you'll be fine. Here's the next labyrinth, but we'll get to that later. Oh god, I have no lives left? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and save. At least until I get some more lives. But we do have another labyrinth coming up. You saw it on the way here. We just passed by it. But we'll be coming back in this direction, as you can probably guess. So yeah, that's mostly what the swamp is. It's just a bunch of precise platforming. And now we're at the Ghost Forest. Some more tricky platforming to be had here, as well as some pretty strong enemies. It appears to be day now. Anyway, we have another stump here, and this will take us back to that last ladder we saw. For now, we're going to make our way up, where we'll find some precariously placed ghosts that will make it a little difficult to get up, but it's not too bad if you know where to go. Just go up as far as you can go and use your jump kick to take these ghosts out. Use the elephant form to break through these walls. I'll be totally honest, I was not totally sure how to get past this wall during my first playthrough of this game. I mean, I would never think to use the elephant on this wall. There's nothing to indicate that it can be broken away by ramming it. I mean, just making it cracked or something would have helped. But I digress. Well, okay, I'll just headbutt it. Why not? Come on, you pest. Should be getting pretty close now. Oh, we got another wall to ram. Anyway, push it down. Watch out for these tree climbing enemies. And we'll be at the next area, but this isn't actually where we want to go. Indeed, if we wait just a moment, we need to wait for night before we actually proceed any further, so just wait a minute. Okay, now that it's night, if we head in this direction now, we will find the Zombie Caravan. The thing about this town is that, as you can see, it is composed pretty much entirely of wagons. This town is constantly moving, and it only appears at night. So that can make it a little difficult to find. However, the only constant about it is that it will always be in this spot the first time you find it. So that's something at least. The town shop has some pretty nice prices on all the items. We'll go ahead and replace Vial 2 that I ended up using. As you can see, there are only 60 gems here, as opposed to the 75 that we saw in the last 3 towns. So this is a nice place to go. They also have one of my favorite items, the Fireball. You get 10 of them for 20 gems, and this is actually a pretty handy projectile move that I will be probably investing in later. Once I start grinding for some gems and really building up my stock. Here's the place to go and save. As you can see, the save guy has been replaced by some kind of demon. Pretty creepy. Anyway, in this town filled with zombies, we also have a bathing wagon. I hope y'all didn't get a bunch of zombie spit in this. Well, actually, it is zombie spit. Ah! And with that, we now move on to the main event. Keep out. Well, the first thing I think of when I read a sign like this is to go right on in. And inside we will find another girl. This is Roddy Tops. She's a bit of a shady type. Excuse me, I'm looking for a zombie named Roddy Tops. I'm Roddy Tops. Who are you? My name's Shantae. You replied to my question about a magical stone, right? Oh, that. It's called the Simmer Stone, because it burns endlessly. It's kept deep inside the Cackle Mountain by a society of shriekers. What about it? I need to get to it before something terrible happens. Can you show me the way inside? Me show you? Ha! Aren't you afraid to ask a zombie for help? I might try and eat your brains. So nonchalant about it. I thought only wild zombies ate brains. Shows what you know. Indeed. Tell you what, let's have a little competition to see just how bad you want it. If you win, I'll show you the way to the Simmer Stone. But if I win, your brains become a tasty snack for me and my pals. Ooh, what a chance. What do you say, Shantae? Want a race? Yes, apparently this zombie likes to race. Okay. So basically all you're doing here is holding right, and you'll automatically run. And up ahead you will find some obstacles that need to be avoided, and also well-timed. This reminds me of the minecart levels from Donkey Kong Country because of the quick reactions that are necessary to get through it. And also of Mega Man 8's snowboarding segments. Frostman stage, and oh my god, I'm getting my butt kicked here. But But yeah, this challenge is like straight out of Frostband stage in Mega Man 8. Anyway, you'll want to avoid these things as well as you can. It does require a good bit of reaction, so... And you will probably be doing this several times, and that is not a rock. I know I did the first time I played this. Oh, but it looks like Roddy beat us this time. Either try again or cough up those brains. At least she's nice enough to let us try as many times as we'd like to. Now let's go ahead and get this thing right this time. I will say this much, this is probably the hardest challenge in the game. Because, oh boy, she is fast and there's not much room for error in this. If there's any room for error, it has to be done early on. Because if you get hit by something like close to the end, she will pass you and you are not going to catch up. Jump! Jump! Slide! Slide! Yeah, a challenge like this could really benefit from a wider screen. Sorry if I'm going quiet, I'm just concentrating on my moves. Almost there. Ugh! Okay. And there we go. That is how you do it. You beat me! Dang nab! Look, Shantae, you've got passion and I like that. What do you say I help you get to that simmer stone? I promise to keep the snacking to a minimum. I suppose... Did Shantae just agree to letting her snack on her brains? I don't know. Then I'll meet you at the door to the Cackle Mound. Later! And it's gonna automatically walk us out of there. After you complete the Cackle Mound, I'm pretty sure you can come back here and grind for gems. If you can continue racing against her, but frankly there are easier ways to obtain gems, so I wouldn't really go with that. Anyway, we're going to head on back to the Cackle Mound, but I see no need to show you all that stuff in between again, so jump cut. And here we are at the Cackle Mound, and Roddy is here to meet us. Let's shake it, Bacon! Give me a sec to figure this thing out. And she has certainly the most interesting key that I've ever seen. And with that, the doorway is now open. Alright, listen up. The walking nightmares that live in this hole won't see you if you go and stay in the shadows. But once you're spotted, things will get ugly. Stay hidden as long as possible, and you might make it out alive. Thanks, Roddy. I owe you one. And with the doorway open, we're going to go ahead and call it a video here. And in the next part, we'll head on in and look for the next stone. And hopefully for some extra lives. See you next time.